What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So in this video, we're going to be talking about immigration and ICE, things that you've probably seen or heard about, or if you have not, then we're going to discuss it here. Images of people being arrested, aggression, ICE and using vehicles, detaining autistic children, to arresting reporters, to, it's just a whole lot of stuff. We're going to kind of talk about each one of these, and then the broader just impact on the community and the just the kind of feeling that I think is steadily growing within the United States, even with the most ardent, like, Republicans and MAGA who wanted aggressive immigration policy. I feel like this is just really starting to get so much out of hand that even the darkest of darkest, like, right wing MAGA immigration just hater can even start to be like, this is a bit much. So thank you very much for joining us, for joining me here in Clear Talk. If you're new, welcome. If you would like to check out more from the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, all that good stuff. Consider checking out videos from my other channels as well. JMDPLAY, puzzling, that would be fantastic. And help the algorithm and stuff, getting the videos to more people, so that would be amazing. Thank you very much. If you want to give any kind of support, there are links there for ongoing or one-time donations. If you want to become a part of the JMD Nation, that would be amazing as well. Thank you very much for any support you give. It's very much appreciated. If you are returning, you're freaking amazing. Thank you very much. Welcome back to Clear Talk. So last we talked about this, the Trump has been wanting to go into, he's had this whole thing where he's wanting to go into all these different Democratic, left-wing, radical, cities, inner cities and stuff that he's claiming are war-ridden cities. He had all this rhetoric about, the inner, the war within, and the just all that kind of stuff about trying to push and make the argument for continuous aggression and ramping up National Guard deployments within different cities around the United States. This goes all the way back to the LA. We've had stuff in, the Portland. Chicago was the big one because you have, the Chicago governor there, or Illinois governor, the Chicago mayor, pushing back on Trump, saying that, to stay out and leave Chicago alone, and Illinois alone, that they, can handle it. And that is, which is the whole point, is the from a federal standpoint, the president and any type of federal activity cannot be technically, legally brought upon a state without their, acceptance. That's the idea, is you're supposed to be like, hey, it looks like you're having some problems. Do you want our help? And then the state goes, yeah, I think we might could use your help. Well, then, okay, we'll come in and we'll help, trying to get some control, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But if the state goes, no, we got this, stay in your lane, then the federal government is supposed to be like, okay, all right, then you say you got it, then cool. Take care of it. If things, continue to progress and you need our help, just come get us. We're here. We're here to give you. That's the way the line of communication is supposed to happen. But Trump is being like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. We're going to send people where we want to send people, and we don't care what you say. And when the Illinois National Guard kind of said, No, we're not going to federalize here. This is not going to happen because what is happening on the ground does not like uh, equate to that necessity being done. Then Trump was like, you know what, find them. I'll send some troops from other states. So we had he deployed out like 200 National Guardmen from Texas that was sent up there, and this has been just blowing up Chicago. The residents and citizens are unhappy. There have been protests and pushback against ICE and the federal, reserve, the National Guard, and personnel and stuff that have been placed around the facilities and stuff. There's been aggression by them against protesters. There's been aggression from protesters. I mean, you when you are putting people at odds like that, there's going to be aggression. You can't even. And it comes back to the whole Trump being like, you spit, we hit. They don't care. He has a whole policy of aggression. And you can't say that, it's okay for federal officers to be aggressive, but protesters can't become aggressive if they feel threatened or anything like that. I mean, or even just aggression, period. Like, to say one is okay to be aggressive and the other is not, I'm sorry, you're just being hypocritical at that point. They both need to be controlled, I would say. And that way there is no aggression. It's free speech for them to be there, and to say what they want to say, to protest if they want to protest. And what you're seeing oftentimes is actually while the protesters might, say things verbally, they might, get kind of animated at times and stuff like that. What I'm seeing in videos is the actual person, the federal agents and whatnot, actually doing the initial aggression, doing these attack measures, like going at them, pushing them back or something like that. And when this happens, what is an automatic human response to that? Is to push back at them. Don't you come at me, I'll come at you too. This is when you are, it's putting fuel on the fire, so to speak. But then on top of that, in the protest areas and aggression happening there, you also have ICE ramping up this operation called a Midway Blitz that ICE has initiated in Chicago, that's aiming towards the supposed target of undocumented immigrants with criminal records. But the problem is that it looks like at least half of the people that are being detained do not have criminal records. Which has been a problem all along, is the undiscriminative targeting of just anybody who appears to even remotely look like they might be Hispanic or dark, or they might not speak clear English, or what, it's just like, we don't, we see you, we are don't like what you look like, don't like what you sound like, you look like you're an undocumented, you might be in an area that we suspect has undocumented people, so we're just going to arrest everybody. And you've got even a lot of U.S. citizens are being caught up in this. We had the big operation on the apartment building a couple weeks ago, where they, using Black Hawk helicopters and scaling down. It was supposed to be going after just a few targeted undocumented people there that were considered either gang member or criminal records. And they wind up raiding the whole damn apartment building and arresting almost everybody in the apartment building, even handcuffing children and zip tying children and stuff. That was the where we, this is a whole operation that just looked terrible. And then on top of that, if that wasn't more bad enough, then you had ICE and DHS putting out these like Hollywood like videos that were of the incident, as if making it so like an ad and like a recruitment video. Hey, you see what we're doing here? This looks awesome. If you want to be a part of this, come be, an ICE agent, and you can do these things too. Like this it's just, it's the politicization and the aggression, the just complete chaos that they are creating in these operations, where I have said it over and over and over and over again. If you are creating a like nuanced, specific, targeted aim for somebody that is actual criminal, or has done criminal activity, or suspect has done criminal activity, and you target them and only them, you do it calmly, or whatever, like an actual reasonable operation, take them and only them, then I can completely get behind and understand that type of a targeted operation and going after those type of individuals. But when you've got these just operations that are just grabbing anybody and everybody, where you're hitting individuals like in vehicles and stuff, grabbing them, ripping them out, not giving any type of warrant or reason for arresting them. Everybody around is looking and seeing this, and they're videoing it. It's a bad look. It looks so aggressive and so out of control that even, like I said, the most ardent supporter of this of an aggressive immigration policy has to go, ooh, like, I don't know about this. And granted, there are some people that probably will be like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, kick that person's ass. They're undocumented, or they're illegal, or they're just, they look like they are. We don't care. Get them out. And you do have that people, and that's the problem, is that it looks like this operation and the Trump administration and those, that are over DHS and over the operations are kind of, it seems like they are like kowtowing. They are doing this for those most extreme supporters, and I don't hold their support. I don't know, or to make it feel validated in the operations that they are committing. So I have a couple of stuff here that we can get to. The first off one I want to talk about, this one is pretty crazy. We have an ICE agent hitting a vehicle and ripping the woman out of the vehicle. She's reportedly, come to find out, she was an American citizen, had just been released. She had been out of work for a surgery or an operation, according to family members, that she had just been released to go back to work from like a surgery that she had. And that's where she was headed, was going back to work. This ICE agent rammed her vehicle, pulls forward. They come out of the vehicle armed, pointing guns at the vehicle, grab her out, arrest. I mean, it's aggressive. So let me let's see. Look at this. Sorry, I wanted to shut off something right quick. Okay.
Yeah. Hit and run, hit and run. Hit and run, hit and run. Hit and run. That's a hit and run. Hit and run, hit and run. Yeah. Look, hey, watch out with that weapon. That weapon. Yo, watch out. What's wrong with you? You hit it. You hit her. Yo. What's wrong? You hit her. You hit her. You guys hit her. You guys hit her. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all hit her? Y'all bust a whole U-turn in the middle of the street. Y'all hit her. Y'all on camera. Leave her alone. She ain't even do shit. She trying to go to work. She's trying to go to work.
What the fuck?
Oh, what? Y'all some crazy. Y'all got no heart, for real. No heart. No heart. She's a female.
Get off of her right now.
You guys hit her. How you guys gonna arrest her?
Get off.
You guys hit her. Man, how y'all gonna arrest her, man? Y'all bogus as fuck. You hit her. You guys hit her. You guys hit her. Whole lawsuit right there.
Believe that. I'm telling you. Don't get your issue. Keep fucking around in Chicago. Keep fucking around in Chicago. Hey, baby girl, you good. Don't worry about it.
Stop resisting.
Don't worry about it. We need that information, bro.
Ah, bogus as fuck.
All right, so that's there. As you see, they come around, hit her on the front end, to stop her vehicle and immobilize it, and then come out with weapons pointed at her, contain the area, grab her out, rip her out, fight around her, and I mean, this is the type of thing that I just do not agree with whatsoever. It is too aggressive. It is, and just like, there are better ways to go about doing this type of thing. Even if you think that she is someone who you need to detain or whatever, like, it should be brought about. This should go just like any kind of other, like, police officer stop. You pull her over, walk up to her, ask for her identification. If she, seems to, match the information that you have on her, then you request her to step out or whatever. I mean, if you are, or even potentially involve local officers in on it that can actually, legally arrest or whatever, or at least feel more official, to have her cooperate more properly. And then, like, there are ways and measures that you can do something like this that, in my opinion, would be more humane, and would be more civilized, in what we should consider as civilized civilization here in the United States. Just like many other places, there should be a respect to at least some degree. Just being aggressive in this nature, for me, is just way over the top and unnecessary. but it goes. Let's go on. We have another one here. A lady was in a school pickup line. And this is even from the New York Post, who is super like conservative. I mean, they are like full on Trump administration backers and everything else. But this video shows the woman and the aggression of pulling her out. Well, she's in a pickup line to pick up her child from school. Just watch.
Wait, you guys came to the school to do this?
Do you have a warrant? They haven't asked for a warrant. My name is Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant. They didn't ask for one. They forcefully opened the door of the truck. It was locked. It was locked.
You're going to record this. Don't get any closer from here, right? Like, cool. You stay back, please. She's being arrested for the
Yeah, but you guys came to the school?
They forced us out of the car. They were following us. They were upset.
Whoa.
I said, help me. Help me.
Please step back, please. You're okay.
I know I'm okay, but I'm worried about other people. Oh no. They were coming to get their kid? They don't have to answer my question? Like what? Were they coming to get a child? I'm just a little bit confused. Is their kid still inside? Because I want to make sure that the school knows.
All right. So yeah, you have instances like that where this lady was, in line to get her kid from school, and she's grabbed out forcefully. She claims that they didn't state a warrant or reason. They're like aggressively grabbing, pulling her out of the vehicle. I mean, once again, this just goes about, in my opinion, completely wrong way of handling the situation. This is out in front of a school, okay, where kids can possibly and most likely see this event happening. And see this aggression of people just being ripped out of their vehicles. You think about the mind and how a kid will connect that and be scared for their own lives or the family or their family's lives or anything, like because they don't know what's going on. They can't comprehend or understand or think in the mind of, oh, that's a bad person, so that's okay or something like they don't, even if they did think it was a bad person, a child will look at that as like, whoa, that's scary, that looks, and this is the point. It's while some may love this type of aggression, some may love seeing this and think that this is cool and this is the way it should be. Those are the type of people who aren't considering other individuals around the situation, and how that it affects them, or even the people that this is actually happening to. And the point even further is, again, the uncertainty in all of these situations as to why this type of aggression is happening to an individual. You don't know this individual. You don't know whether or not they actually are undocumented, or if they are an actual citizen, or what. Like, these are people just this type of action is happening, and it's happening all across the United States. This type of aggression, and it's just creating this uncertain and scary environment right now for everybody, and it's just unnecessary. Here we have a woman, or a WGN employee, is a reporter who was witnessing a individual being grabbed up by ICE again, in this, I think this vehicle here, and she winds up getting pulled into the crossfire and arrested aggressively. And so, yeah.
I heard yelling and screaming and honking. I ran downstairs to see what was going on. It looked like Border Patrol agents in a minivan had slammed some lady to the ground. And so I ran up to her and asked her for her name. She said she was a WGN employee.
The woman being detained is an employee of WGN's Creative Services Department. Josh Thomas lives in the condos above the scene near Lincoln and Foster. When he made his way down around 8:30 Friday morning, he realized there was another person already in the minivan being used by ICE agents.
I didn't get his name, although I asked for his name. He didn't speak very good English. They claimed that the WGN employee was obstructing justice, even though she was like all of us, just standing here taking video.
The scene was also captured by a woman in a cab on her way to the airport.
She was walking east, we were driving west. And that's when I took out my phone, and they had just tackled her and brought her into the street. And that's when I asked her, what's your name?
According to the Department of Homeland Security, the woman, a U.S. citizen, threw objects at Border Patrol's car, and she was placed under arrest for assault on a federal law enforcement officer. It was a scene that shook up some neighbors.
But this was heartbreaking. It was terrifying. It was terrifying for the community. When I came back upstairs to my condo, my son was crying and asked me what was happening and if people are going to come take him.
I'm scared for my community. I'm scared for anyone that is Black or brown. And you'll see the video, Debbie isn't Black or brown, from what I recall. They are terrorizing anyone, everyone in Chicago.
Ten armed robberies in.
So yeah, you see, this was, and there's other video, of course, showing where the guy, even like he spoke, he went back up. There was another video of the actual guy who wound up becoming her attorney. He was filming from a couple of I think in this building here, or whatever building was beside where they were arresting her, he was filming from down, from up about 2-3 stories up, and witnessed the whole thing. He went down there, tried to get, got her information and stuff like that, or was trying to get information, and then went back upstairs. He even talked about how his own child, had seen it and was asking questions and fearful of what was going on, and if it could happen to him or his dad or whatever. It was this is what I'm talking about, though. And they claim that she threw something at the vehicle. She wound up being released because they had no proof or could not show convict her for anything. She was released a couple hours later. So there was some reporting of that there were video that showed, I haven't seen it, but there was video that showed that something was thrown towards the vehicle, but it doesn't show who may have thrown it or something like that. But even so, I feel like even if something was thrown at the vehicle, and I mean, unless it's something that was like thrown in a way that was dangerous, that, you know, broke through the vehicle, hurt somebody inside, something like that. I mean, like, it's just unnecessary for actions like that, in my opinion, to be taken, unless these agents were like physically hurt or harmed. And then, you know, I can get, okay, let's take, you know, this individual into custody too, or something like that. But it just seems like they are over aggressive and over just angry, or, you know, anybody who shows any kind of resistance or something is being caught in the crossfire. So anybody can be targeted, no matter what you are or what you look like. If you are showing, or they feel that you are being aggressive at them, they will grab and detain you aggressively, throw you down, arrest you, put you in a vehicle. I mean, it's over the top. All of it's over the top. And again, it's adding to this just feeling and angst all throughout the United States, with people not knowing what's happening, not knowing what's going on, uncertain that these are even, I mean, this is in a silver minivan. It doesn't even look like an official vehicle of any kind. And these people, they're jumping out, grabbing people, arresting them. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. And these people are often the government has loosened up. DHS has loosened up all the training and like background stuff and everything around these individuals. They're just grabbing individuals that they can to become agents, or to deputizing into agents to go around and do this type of activity with very minimal training or control. I mean, there is no actual professionalism going on in this in these activities. This administration, we've talked about before how they were all adamant about, we're bringing merit back to stuff like this. People who are experienced, people who are skilled, people who are, and we're putting them in these types of positions and places, and we don't want DEI and all this kind of shit coming. But it looks like to me they are not concerned whatsoever with merit when it comes to deputizing or hiring, bringing on individuals to be ICE border agent or whatever. Like, they don't care. They're not concerned with training them properly or anything. It's just give them a suit, give them a gun, give them apparently any kind of random fucking vehicle they want to, and then send them on their way. If you see somebody that you think is undocumented, then grab them. And it's just, it's uncontrolled. It's unprofessional. There is no merit to it. This whole activity looks as DEI as anybody can fucking look. And it's just ridiculous. We have another one here where an agent tells a U.S. citizen, he is, showing his ID or trying to show his ID and everything. The agents are refusing to accept it because he supposedly is the person that they have on their phone or something. And one of the agents is heard saying, "Turn around or you're getting the dog."
What do you mean overstay?
An overstay.
I don't know what that is.
Where were you born? And don't lie to me.
I'm from California, dude.
Don't lie to me. Where were you born?
California.
Okay, so we're gonna take you in and verify your
No,
information.
you're not, dude. No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
I haven't done anything wrong.
You just told me that's you who I have here.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's you. You just told me that's you.
But that doesn't make me an illegal or anything.
Look it up. Right. Turn around, or you're gonna get the dog. Turn around.
I haven't done anything.
We're gonna put you in cuffs, or you're gonna get the dog.
So you hear there, from the agent, "Turn around or you're getting the dog." He's stating that he's from California. This is an issue that is on, continuously coming up as well, where agents are not like verifying, not going through the steps of verifying people. Something as simple as looking at a driver's license or something like that could easily identify whether somebody was a U.S. citizen or whatever. But they're just not caring whatsoever about finding that type of identification and just grabbing people. But the idea of turn around or you're getting the dogs, this is crazy and to say to somebody, because this phrase is a slang term that originated in like your jails and prisons and stuff. About origins of the phrase are unclear, but it is believed that it originated in the U.S. prison system in the late 20th century. In this context, getting the dogs refers to a group of inmates attacking another inmate who had violated the unwritten rules of prison society. They could include stitching, stealing, disrespecting other prisoners, but over time it has become more broadly used outside of prison, it being connected to, gangs, using it and stuff like that, and against rival gangs and whatnot. But the phrase is often associated with extreme violence and brutality. In many cases, those who use the phrase are advocating for violent retribution against someone they perceive as having wronged them. This can include physical assault, vandalism, and even murder. So this for an agent to use that type of rhetoric towards somebody, should be concerning. It should be concerning for you as an individual to think that this is the type of mentality that's being thought in any moment like that. This guy does not seem to be really aggressive whatsoever. He's trying to explain, I'm a U.S. citizen. I was born in California. I don't care that you have my picture on your phone or you think that looks like me. I'm a U.S. citizen. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not committing a crime, and you're not going to detain me, which is in his rights altogether. And yet he's being told that they don't care. They're going to do it anyway. He's being told by an agent, turn around or you're getting the dog, meaning you turn around or we are going to get violent with you. We will physically assault you. And that's extreme. It's extreme. It's extreme. Now I want to show a video about an autistic boy from Houston who was grabbed by ICE without his parents even knowing. And his parents did not know where he was for a few days. He was just missing. They had no clue where he was, and the local local authorities come to find that he was being detained in an ICE facility, an ICE detention center.
Mother is demanding answers after her missing son with autism ended up in federal custody.
So she says Houston police failed her family, and she's now asking the mayor to step in. Fox 26's Jillian Hartman is live outside City Hall with the latest on this very interesting case. Jillian.
Yes, the boy's mom is begging for her son to return home. He's been in federal custody for more than a week, and she went to the city council meeting today here at City Hall asking for the mayor's help to get her son released. The mother of 15-year-old Emmanuel Gonzalez Garcia is pleading city officials for help to bring her son home. Emmanuel disappeared on October 4th in Spring Branch. That same day, his mom reported him missing to Houston police. He is autistic and sometimes nonverbal and has the mindset of a 4 or 5-year-old. His family is undocumented. HPD says the next day, on October 5th, officers helped the Houston Fire Department with a welfare check and found a teen who said he was homeless and from another their country. He told police he had no family in the area and could not provide any contact information. After more than 4 hours of trying to help the boy, police contacted ICE. Since they could not identify the boy and his family, ICE then helped HPD place the teen with the Department of Health and Human Services Office of Refugee Resettlement on October 6. ORR provides shelter and care for unaccompanied migrant minors. Fiel Houston, an immigrant-led organization, said HPD made a serious mistake.
Instead of trying to find his mom, because Emmanuel is not an unaccompanied youth, his mom is right here. Your office, your department, your police department, Mayor Whitmire, decided to call ICE. Instead of just making the call to the missing persons report, instead of issuing an Amber Alert.
Police later learned the boy was the same teen who had been reported missing, and the family was notified by police on October 10th. He was found safe.
When he was reported missing, the name that was put into the system didn't necessarily match the name when they found her son.
That's a first mistake by HPD.
Many city council members sympathize with the family situation, calling it disturbing, unacceptable, and an incredible misstep. Mayor John Whitmire also responded.
We will immediately put a team together, legal and chief of staff. I'll be involved, and we will discuss what options are available for this, obviously a tragedy. I think, and I'm not going to debate the issue right now, but there is a lot more circumstances that we just haven't been made available at this time. But it's a tragedy. We all have children. We empathize. It's a terrible time for our community to have to go through these circumstances, but we'll hold everyone accountable and be very transparent.
Now, today I did ask HPD if they followed protocol in this case, and police said they did everything right. Right now, Emmanuel is in ORR custody. He's actually recovering from surgery he had yesterday for appendicitis at Texas Children's Hospital. Now, I did reach out to ORR to get an update on Emmanuel, but I'm still waiting to hear back. And his mom tells me today that they plan to take legal action to get her son back. I'm reporting live. Jillian Hartman, Fox 26.
Okay, so there, I admittedly, I hadn't watched this video completely, and I was under the impression that it actually was ICE that picked them up, so I apologize on this one. It actually was HPD that picked him up. I know in a lot of situations around the area that local police officers have been brought in to assist with ICE. In this situation, HPD actually picked up the boy, and after they couldn't identify who he was or whatever, they just automatically sent him to the ICE detention or contacted ICE, and then the ICE took him into custody. There again, though, this is a misstep on all authorities in this situation where HPD didn't do the proper checks and find out where the individual, because what had happened, from my understanding, was that they were at a some type of event where the family had a like some kind of a business, like a local business thing, venue, like a tent thing on and the young boy asked to go to the bathroom, and the mother told him yes, which apparently was close by, but she turned around to, check on him, and he was gone. So some point between the time that he walked off from her to go to the bathroom and him actually reaching the bathroom, he was questioned or grabbed by the local police there. And again, apparently they didn't do things properly. They sent him to ICE. ICE also apparently didn't, follow up or do anything properly. So you have all agencies here involved, where this kid who was an autistic 15-year-old. Like they said, their mind of a 4 or 5-year-old, not completely understanding or being able to verbalize who he is, his family, or why he's there, or whatever. And so this is just a complete breakdown from all agencies here involved. And just very very upsetting. And when this is the problem, when even your local enforcement's getting involved and they don't do the proper steps in finding out who somebody is, that they can end up somewhere that they aren't supposed to be. And so now stepping, if you think that this is not happening, I've given you plenty of videos here of circumstances, people getting caught up in the immigration issue from different directions. And you're thinking, okay, but this is just some stuff that's happened. This is, it hasn't really been happening. This is just a few little mistakes here in one particular place or Chicago or whatever. I want to also step back to the fact that this has been happening longer than you think. Where the story that even I missed before on a U.S. veteran that got caught up in a raid on a farm back in July. And this U.S. veteran he worked as a security, a contract security person at this particular farm. Now, this raid, it could be completely understandable as to why this raid happened, because it was expected that this, farm company or whatever employed a whole bunch of undocumented immigrants. And so, you could kind of understand behind why this raid happened. And there were protests going on against the raid happening. This U.S. veteran was on his way. He's a U.S. citizen, Army veteran. He was on his way to work. He was questioning the officers as to why, saying, "Hey, I've got to get to work. You need to let me through. What is going on here?" And then he gets caught up in the measures that they were taking to push back protesters, using tear gas and stuff like that. So, like I said, this is a story that I even missed, but it has come up lately as he is now, pressing and suing the U.S. government, because they even after the fact that his information all came out, the Trump administration is still trying to, DHS is still trying to press that he kind of bringing new charges, arguing that he was aggressive and that he attacked the agents. And video proof shows that this did not happen.
A man's on his way to work when he drives up to the scene, and there's chaos and there's protests and an ICE raid on a California cannabis farm. And that's when things went wrong for U.S. citizen and Army veteran George Redez Jr. George works as a security guard at the Glass House Farms in Camarillo. And you can see his white car right here being blocked by a wall of agents. He exited his car and tried to tell the officers he was going to work legally as a citizen. Agents then surrounded his car, banging on his windows. George, he tried to back away from the agents, but was pepper sprayed. His car engulfed. He says when he then was pinned down by 2 officers and then arrested. George was held for 3 days at the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown Los Angeles. No charges were filed. He had no access to an attorney, and he missed his 3-year-old daughter's birthday. The Department of Homeland Security said in a statement, George Redez was arrested and he has been released. He has not been charged. The U.S. Attorney's Office is reviewing his case, along with dozens of others, for potential federal charges related to the execution of the federal search warrant in Camarillo.
Now, this reporting was done 2 months ago. Since this reporting, he has now there's attempted being charged with assault and stuff like that on agents by DHS, and he is suing against the DHS and U.S. government over it, from my understanding.
George Redez Jr. joins me now. George, thank you for being here. When I saw this story, I mean, it's hard to believe what you experienced, because when you pulled up and you saw the chaos, what did you think was going on?
I kind of put two and two together that a protest was happening. I mean, the street was completely filled with people. It was a logjam. Cars lined up, people getting out their cars, and it was just a big crowd. So I kind of figured what was going on when I pulled up and saw it.
But as you're pulling up, I mean, you're a citizen, you're a veteran.
Yes.
You weren't a part of the protest. You were trying to go to work. Did you tell the ICE officers all this when you spoke to them?
It was the first thing I said when I pulled up to them and asked them and told them everything. I told them I was a U.S. citizen, that I worked there, that I was trying to get at work. I mentioned that I was a veteran. I told them all these things. I wasn't part of the protest. I'm not there to fight them. I'm just trying to get to work.
What'd they say?
They didn't care. They all just started yelling at me and started getting hostile. They just started getting hostile.
And we see, as in the video, what's going on in the car engulfed, and you were pepper sprayed. You were also held for 3 days. There were no charges filed. You didn't have access to an attorney where you were held. What were you told during those 3 days about why you were there and how long you might have to be there?
I was told nothing, not a single thing.
Could you call somebody? Could you talk to anyone?
No, they didn't let me call anyone. They didn't let me talk to a lawyer. They didn't even let me shower when I was covered in tear gas and CO spray and my body was burning.
That's unbelievable to think that you were denied those things. I mean, you have said that you were put on suicide watch. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. Just dealing with that entire situation and what had happened with that entire incident that day. And then on top of all that, just knowing that I would miss my daughter's birthday, that was the biggest one for me. It's hard, if I'm being honest. Just knowing that I will never get that chance to know that I wasn't there. Wasn't able to get her a gift. So it's a terrible feeling.
Of course, I can only imagine. I mean, what you were thinking at that time, and you are a father of 2 young kids. Your daughter was turning 3 while you were detained. But George, I keep going back to not only being a father and, of course, a human being. You are a veteran who served this country. When you look and reflect on how you were treated in that moment and what's happened just a week later, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling every feeling in the book. I just can't wrap my head around it. I still can't wrap my head around it. I missed a lot. I missed a lot when they locked me up, and it was just a lot to deal with and a lot that happened. I just can't wrap my head around it, if I'm being honest with you.
Did you expect, when you said you were a veteran, to have been treated differently by the officers?
No, it shouldn't matter if I'm a veteran. It shouldn't matter if I was a citizen or not, or the color of my skin. No one should be treated that way at all, especially without questioning or just for no reason at all. Just because their emotions got the best of them. No one should be treated that way.
George Redez, thank you.
And that is my point. It doesn't matter whether or not he's a veteran. Doesn't matter whether he's a citizen or not. You shouldn't be. Nobody should be treated the way they're being treated. And that's the continued issue here. Here I got some additional footage here of him with a conversation on the bulwark. And this is a portion where he quickly talks about the conditions with which he was in the ICE facility.
They put me on suicide watch, and they put me in this. They put me in this cell. I'm naked in like a hospital dress and just a concrete bed with like a mattress, like a thin mattress, and they leave the light on 24/7. There's a glass door. An officer's just always standing, like sitting out there. The psychiatric nurse comes and checks on me once a day. And so from Friday morning to Sunday afternoon, when I'm released, I'm literally in that cell, naked, just in that room,
What the fuck?
with a light on.
How is this
24/7,
real?
just-
Like, this is a nightmare. I mean, like,
Yeah.
my blood is boiling right now. And I knew that it was bad. I didn't realize how bad it was. That's fucking insane. Like, that's something from like a TV show. Like you're in Guantanamo or something. How is that possible that happened?
I'm literally wondering the same thing. They put me on suicide watch, and they put me.
So yeah, this is where, you know, a U.S. veteran was, you know, got caught up. He worked at this place that's being raided. He's not asked for identification. They don't care whether he has identification. They don't care that he's telling them that he's a U.S. veteran or that he's a United States, you know, citizen or anything like that. He's just he's caught up in the whole, you know, them throwing pepper spray everywhere, which is it's something that they have gotten really big about even here lately, or where there's video of ICE agents just making their way down through a road area. They're being met with like some protesting and stuff like that. So they just throw pepper spray canisters and stuff out the window as they're going down, just pepper spraying the whole area. And people all around, the vehicles and everything are being affected by this. Is and I believe that was even out in front of a school zoned area. I mean, where, you know, and people had to be pulled away in the whole neighborhood area there because of the pepper gas and stuff or whatever. Tear gas, actually, I think it actually was. I mean, this is the type of talk, what we're talking about here. The inexperience that these officers and stuff are having, are performing, and just using aggression for aggression's sakes, it seems, and not caring about who they're grabbing or who they are, not concerned with trying to identify who they are, just and innocent U.S. citizens, Army veterans, children, reporters, all these kinds of people getting caught up in the crossfire. And whether you want illegal immigration policy to be more aggressive as far as trying to find people who are here illegally, there's a difference in having that type of policy and going about it in a humane, respectable, professional way. And I even can get behind and support that, you know, especially if you're going after criminals and people who are actually causing problems here. Yes, I get that, you know, some people are here illegally and they're, you know, maybe you think that they're taking up jobs or resources that could be accessible to actual, you know, citizens if they cared or gave a damn to have that access, which most don't. But regardless, like, the idea is that you should be focusing more on those who are actual troublesome to society. Not all undocumented people, not all people that are even here illegally are a problem to society. They're not creating or causing harm to U.S. citizens. They're here just trying to actually live and survive, and in many cases, as we've talked about, escape conditions from where they came from that were horrific for them. I mean, there's a sense of nuance in reasonable opinion or thought behind the whole immigration conversation. And this is something I've tried to talk about multiple times and bring up. But the actions and stuff that are being carried out by ICE patrol units, and even potentially some of these National Guard troops, is just, it's over the top and it's unnecessary. And ultimately, even if you think this is doing everything that you wanted to be done, if this is exactly what you voted for, I'm sorry, but I think that the imagery, the feeling of seeing these type of actions happening, and even the mere fact that actual U.S. citizens are being caught in the crossfire on it, innocent people are being caught in the crossfire on it because of the unprofessionalism of it all, is not helping your case. Is not helping your ideology of wanting immigration, like aggressive immigration policy. And ultimately, in the long run, it's going to work against you. It's going to work against you and your feelings about it. It's going to work against the agents and stuff that are creating these situations and enacting in these activities. Is going to ultimately go against your administration that you support so much in putting these policies. And ultimately, it's just going to put a bad taste, a bad look on everything around your policy, because it feels gross. It feels immoral. It feels inhumane. Partly because it is. But even in any kind of instance where you can find a reasonable justification for having an aggressive immigration policy, it's the translation of that policy versus the immigration action that is happening, and it not connecting in the way that would be acceptable to most of society. So this is just getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand, and I can only we can continue to talk about it. I know this video is going very long, way longer than I expected and planned, but it's just such an important thing, and it's having such a huge impact on the American society right now, where people are just, they're scared. Even regular people at this point, or American citizens, even people who are, aren't brown or the stereotypical undocumented person, has to actually fear for their safety and health and life and everything else, because anybody and everybody is getting caught in the crossfire now, because there's just clearly no actual nuanced operation targeted for specific reasons, and those reasons only, with warranted reasoning, targeting actual criminals. And on top of that, all of this is going on, all of this aggression and the fact that you're getting these protests and this pushback against ICE and DHS and the activities that are going. Guess who's taking advantage of that? The actual Mexican or criminal cartels, who are now putting hits on DHS or ICE agents, and even upwards to actual administration members and stuff, trying to actually promote violence on these individuals and these people, and encouraging people to, either cause mayhem or even kill and assassinate with money payouts. That is the type of activity, that is the type of stuff that needs to be investigated. That's the type of stuff that needs to be addressed. I would rather see DHS and ICE and stuff go after information about that. Find those individuals that are actually trying to, cause mayhem or trying to get people to actually commit crimes, planning assassinations against individuals in the administration or in, the head of DHS and ICE or whatever, that's what you should be putting your resources to. If you were actually going after those types of people, I would have no problem. But your actions that are just completely unwarranted and causing chaos and stuff, and you are the ones that are actually looking like the aggressors. You have given ammunition and purpose to actual criminals to justify going after you and trying to actually promote people, the violent of our society, to go after you. None of this is helping whatsoever. The flames are steadily being stoked and steadily being inflamed higher. You're losing control of the situation. And it needs to be, it's got to back down. This type of activity is too far, and it's got to be backed down. It needs to be more professionalism, more precision, more nuance, warranted activity that can be reasonably seen and justified. Not just willy-nilly grabbing people here and there in the middle of public, aggressively, rounding them about, violent. It's just wrong. It's wrong. I'm sorry again for this video being long, but let me know what you think. Until next time, peace, clear talk. I'm out.